Good morning to everyone. In this class, we will discuss about the pharmacognosy part as study of organized drugs as entire organisms. You already studied different types of organized drugs based on various plant parts such as roots, underground stems as rhizome, bulbs, combs and tubers, woods, barks and galls, leaves, flowers, fruits and seeds. Under each category, you studied at least 10 examples with their common names, family, scientific name, active principles, important pharmacological actions and medicinal uses. Okay, now we have to study the last part of the organized drugs as entire organisms or whole plant. The entire organisms or whole plant constitute the entire or whole part of the body utilized for the preparation of medicines. In this case, the whole part of the body which constitute the active principles, and you know that these active principles are responsible for their pharmacological actions. Let us start with a gymnospermic member of Neetaceae family called the ephedra. Various species of ephedra used as medicines. Examples are ephedra sinica, ephedra equisitina, ephedra gerardiana, ephedra scopadea, etc. Ephedra is also called ma huang, is an herb that has been used in traditional Chinese medicine for more than 5,000 years, primarily to treat asthma, bronchitis, hay fever, and symptoms of cold, flu, nasal congestion, etc. Ephedra is a perennial evergreen shrub, may grow up to 60 to 90 centimeter height, nearly leafless. The plant has slender, cylindrical yellow-green branches and underground runner. Ephedra contains alkaloidal amines such as ephedrine, pseudoephedrine, norepinephrine, methylephedrine, etc. And it has some actions as adrenaline. It is a bronchodilator and CNS stimulant. Ephedra and pseudoephedrine is stimulant that can contract blood vessels. In low doses, they act as recongestant, that is, relieves the nasal congestion, but in higher doses, they can raise BP, act as appetite suppressants. It is claimed for primarily weight loss as well as for increasing energy and alertness. Try to athletes to take ephedra products, and it's have side effects. It's experimentally proved that it has some sort of side effects include heart palpitation, nausea and vomiting, and reactions such as heat attack, strokes, heart stroke, and sudden death. And body temperature may be raised up to 40 degrees centigrade. Until May 2004, ephedra was sold commercially as an energy booster, weight loss supplement, and athletic performance enhancer. We already stated that there is many negative impacts, and it leads to some death of famous American football players, and also the FDA banned these substances, including any dietary supplement that contain ephedra, ephedrine, and also neoephedrine. I mentioned that the ephedra has same actions as adrenaline, that is, it increasing heart rate, increasing BP, expanding the air passages of the lungs, enlarging pupils in the eye, redistributing blood to the muscles, and altering the body's metabolism so as to maximize the blood glucose level, primarily for brain. So in the modern medical field, the ephedrine containing drug should given to the patients by well practiced and trained practitioner, and it's given to the patients the diseases such as. Now let's go through some small ancient history of ephedra. Somerism. Did you hear about the somerism? It's a preparation used during Vedic period, is believed to have been prepared from ephedra species. The somerism is an ancient rejuvenative drinks of devas constitute the ephedra plant, And it's identified that in Rigveda, its identification feature is that in Rigveda it's mentioned that its shape is like an arrow, exactly the shape of the stem and cone of ephedra. At ancient time, the drink made by ephedra was given to warriors and said to increase their strength and effectiveness in the battlefield. Ephedra is stimulant and thermogenic. Ephedrine has same actions as adrenaline. We also mentioned that it's stimulant, which increases the heart rate as well as BP, dilates the user's pupils, and also relieves the non-essential muscle. The second plant is Borregia diffusa of Nyctaginaceae or 4 o'clock family. We already studied this family, and Borregia is an herbaceous perennial plant with diffuse branching and non-succulent herb. The stems are reddish-brown in color, the root is stout and fusiform, leaves ovate, oblong, tiny, pink flowers, and it is of umbel inflorescence. The Sanskrit name of Borregia is Punarnava, which means Punar means repeatedly and Nava means renewer or new. That's it repeatedly renew the bodies or bring back to life. In Siddha system, it is one of the Kayakalpa drug or rejuvenative medicine. Ayurveda system also regards these plants as Rasayana drug because this has the ability to rejuvenate the body as whole, help mainly efficient for kidney functions and also urinary functions with its diuretic, laxative, stomachic, diaphoretic, antihelminthic, antispasmodic and anti-inflammatory actions, and its help to treat digestive problems, managing heart diseases, help to purify blood, cure leukorrhea, anemia, asthma, eye diseases, etc. The plant contains loads of minerals such as calcium, iron, phosphorus, and also potassium nitrate is the main constituent of the drug, and it's as a result of potassium nitrate content it's increase the flow of urine, and it's act as diuretic to help to treat kidney stones. Other active principles of Borregia includes the alkaloids as punarnavin and retinoids such as borivino G and H, alloimodin, chrysophanol, beta-cytosterol, and urolithic acid. Because of the presence of large amount of minerals, the plant is a very efficient and it is very nutritive leafy vegetable. Look at this image and its similarity with the Borregia diffusa, but this plant is extremely different genus. It's called a Trianthema portulacastrum of Isosceae family. Sometimes this plant may be adulterated for the Borregia diffusa. The genus Borregia has another species called Borregia erecta, which have green erect stems and white flowers, and it is an herbaceous plant. The third example is Vinca rosea or Catharanthus roseus of Apocynaceae family, and it includes the dried entire plants. It is an ever-blooming perennial herb or undershrub. The plant is cultivated as ornamental plant with wide variety colors of attractive flowers. The important alkaloids are vincristine, vinblastine, and vindicine, which are indole alkaloids, and they were great value in cancer therapy. Both vincristine and vinblastine are antimitotic property resulting in tumor cells death during replication, and they are used intravenously. Besides these chemical constituents, about 90 alkaloids have been isolated and it is present in the entire shrub, but leaves and roots contain more alkaloids. Some alkaloids such as ajmalin, serpentin, reserpin, leucinerin and tetrahydroholstonin are already known as they are also present in other plants of Apocynaceae. The first example is very popular and very famous antiviral drug called the Nilavembu or Kiriath, and its scientific name is Andrographis paniculata. belonging to the Acanthaceae family. The second one is the Chirayada or Chiretta or bitter stick, is called Schwertia chiretta. Its family is Gentianaceae. And the third example is the Chota chirayada or Indian white herd. Its scientific name is Anaicostemma oxalis and it's also belonging to Gentianaceae family. Bitterness of the plant is due to the presence of bitter glycosides, and the bitters in the plant act as laxative, help in cure fever, rheumatism, skin diseases, abdominal disorders, snake's bite, obesity, and help to regulate blood sugar level. Nilevium has innumerable immune-enhancing properties like antipyretic, cholagogue, digestive, hepatoprotective, and anti-inflammatory. And this herb is the ultimate remedy for the treatment of different types of intermittent fevers, which mostly occurs in ailments like malaria, dengue, fevers, chronic fever, and chikungunya. Nilavembu or Nilaverp or Kiriya is the source of Andrographis paniculata, belongs to the Acanthaceae family. Its name Nilam indicates the ground and is an annual herb and similar bitter taste like that of the wormb, that is the Azadirachta indica. That's why called the Nilavembu. And it's also called the king of bitters because of its extreme bitter taste. This herb has dark green and a quadrangular stem with longitudinal furrows. The leaves are opposite decussate, usually dark green, glabrous, lanceolate. It is a potent immune strengthening herb. Nilavembu Kudineer or Nilavembu Kashayam is a polyherbal formulation comprising 9 ingredients in equal measures. The primary ingredients of the drug is Nilaverm. It is prescribed for all types of fevers and also for body aches. Nilavembu Kudineer and Kabasura Kudineer, two Siddha medicines. Now, to get permission from government to treat COVID-19 pandemic, and the main ingredient of both these medicines is Andrographis paniculata. The active principles or phytoconstituents includes andrographolides, neoandrographolides, which are bicyclic diterpenoids lactones. The next plant is Chiretta or bitter stick, which consists of the entire herb of Schwertia chiretta, belongs to Gentianaceae family. The plant is straight annual herb with 1 meter height. It has an erect around 2 to 3 feet long stem. The middle portion is cylindrical, with the upper is quadrangular with a prominent longitudinal furrows like that of Andrographis. Leaves are lanceolate, opposite decussate, and the flowers are small, numerous, and green yellow or with the tinged purple color. The plant is a very popular febrifuge from very ancient time. Schwertia chiretta is a critically endangered medicinal herb that grows at high altitude in the subtemperate regions of Himalayas. This plant has a wide range of medicinal uses, includes the treatment of chronic fevers, malaria, anemia, bronchial asthma, hepatotoxic disorders, liver disorders, hepatitis, gastritis, constipation, dyspepsia, ulcer, scanty urine, and also blood purification and diabetes. Sometimes Andrographis paniculata taken as the substitute for Schwertia chiretta. The third bitter plant is the Anaicostemma oxalis, is also called a Chota chiretta or Indian white herd. Its Malayalam and also its Tamil name is Vellarugu or Vellari. The Anaicostemma oxalis is a perennial herb with a stout rootstock and its cosmopolitan currents in India. Leaves are sessile, linear or linear oblong, flowers very small, white in axillary clusters. It also has a glabrous cylindrical stem with a decurrent ridge below the leaf, like that of other two bitter plants. The herb is a bitter tonic, stomachic, laxative, and used as a substitute for chirayada, that is the Schwertia chiretta, as a blood purifier and also for different types of fevers. The plant is a good source of iron, potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, silica, sulfates and also phosphates, vitamin B and also vitamin C. The active principles include triterpenoid glycosides, also called betulin, monoterpenoid alkaloids such as enoxaflavin, gentiocrucin, and quercetin. The plant constituents have been reported for possessing antimicrobial, antioxidant, laxative, anti-ulcer, anti-inflammatory, hypolipidemic, hepatoprotective, and hypoglycemic properties. Plant is used in traditional medicine for treating several ailments like various types of fevers, malaria, skin diseases, leprosy, and tonic for appetite loss, diabetes, etc. Dear students, you can also refer two more antipyretics and febrifuge drugs called Hediotis corymbosa and Mollugoserviana of Rubiaceae family, and also refer their more pharmacological properties. If you analyze the morphological characters of these studied antipyretic drugs showing similarities at a glance. Look at these two images. How can you distinguish these two plants from each other? First one is the Hediotis corymbosa and second one is the Mollugoserviana. We have to discuss the second part of the organized drugs as entire organisms in the next video. Thank you.